Whenever people are protesting somewhere while being naked to try and make a point, and yes, this is a real thing, I always think to myself, oh wow, don't these people feel any type of shame? And shame is described as a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by wrong or foolish behavior, which is subjective, I suppose. If you would do something like cheating on a test and you get caught, you would probably experience shame. And shame often makes you want to bury your mistakes and pretend that they never happened. It can feel like you haven't lived up to certain standards and feel unworthy or inadequate as a result. I know when I am ashamed of an action I did, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I'm gluttonous, I sense feeling of worthlessness, foolishness, inadequateness, stupidity, paralyzing, but also you yourself have probably felt shameful once in your life. You might have tried and asked someone out, but horribly failed. Or you might have missed for an open goal in a match and made your team lose. Or maybe you are 30 plus now, still living with your parents and never had a partner or never felt the touch of a woman. And for some reason, people tend to think that feelings of shame is the same as feelings of guilt. But that's not really true. Guilt is when you have done something crazy and now feel bad about it. Let's say you cheated on the test, and let's say you got away with it and you even passed. But you kind of feel bad because let's also say that other people who did study failed in the end. Or as it says in the book Facing Shame, which is a book about, made by Merle Fossum and Marilyn Mason, it says, while guilt is a painful feeling of regret and responsibility for one's actions, shame is a painful feeling about oneself as a person. I think the point is made. Moving on. There is a psychologist called Robin Caron who has identified 4 different categories of shame, which are existential shame. This occurs when we become self-aware of an objective or an unpleasant truth about ourselves or our situation. Situational shame. This is the feeling that we have when violating an ethical principle, interpersonal boundary, or cultural norm. Then we have class shame. This relates to social power, skin color, social class, ethnic background, and gender. And narcissistic shame, which occurs when our self-image and pride has been wounded, affecting how we feel and think about ourselves as an individual in contrast as a member or a group. And now that that is out of the way, I've done some research about overcoming shame in a healthy way, and there is a lot of information about it. So I'll simplify it as easy as I can, and in words that I agree with the most. Someone once said, do not kill the part of yourself that is weird, kill the part that gets weirded out. So in other words, you either choose to be weird and to be free, or you try to never be weird ever again. And I do agree with this one more, but do I agree 100%? Maybe, probably, mostly, absolute. And in conclusion, is shame a bad thing? Well, I don't think that shame in and of itself is a bad thing. I'm pretty sure that shame makes people behave in ways that allow us to, coexist with each other. Like imagine if walking on the street naked was legal. Would everyone be doing it? I don't think so, because in some cultural norms, that is kind of shameful. But to play devil's advocate a little bit, if you look at things like body shaming, would I now say that that is also a good thing? I don't know about that. But those were just my thoughts, and thank you for watching. Take care.